welcome back to Broadway.
Thank you. Welcome back to So-and-So at the Romer Hotel.
Yes, this is like a hot new piano bar spot. This is a musical that was, I believe, conceived in Brooklyn, premiered in South Korea, right? And became sort of a sensation in South Korea. And now it is arriving on Broadway with this sort of great love in another country. People here don't necessarily know it.
I find myself losing my way with words at the end of the day when I come home after rehearsal, just trying to express how excited I am about this show. This show is very technologically advanced. I think it's kind of the ace in the hole that people aren't expecting. Like, oh yeah, the cute little robot show, right? It's like a four-hander at the Belasco. It's like a small thing. You have no idea. I mean, this is a big-ass spectacle.
Let's talk about what it's about. I have a drawer in my house. And when I open this drawer, I have some of my old iPhones in there. Old versions of my iPhones, right? A little bigger, a little thicker, a little slower. I don't use them anymore. They're just kind of sitting there.
But you have this weird emotional attachment to them and beyond.
And that's kind of what we're dealing with
That
here.
is exactly. I'm glad I've actually used this comparison. So there's what the show's story is and what the show is about. So we'll put a pin in that iPhone experience. The story is about
helper bots.
Helper bots. 100 years in the future, it's exactly what it sounds like. They are robots or helpers. They're somewhere between, you know, a helper, a servant of some kind, a pet, and a child. It's a mix of all those three things depending on how their owners treated them. But at this point, even 100 years in the future, this Model 3 and this Model 5 are obsolete. They're you know, earlier models in a world of who knows, Model 20s or something.
And like living in a building where
much like a retirement home, because in the way that your drawer is the current retirement building for your iPhone, which for reasons beyond our understanding, we ascribe these emotions to our thing. I mean, they're like appendages, you know, at this point. So the story is these two obsolete helper bots kind of hatch this plan to get in contact with the former owner. That's the plot. The very neat and tidy 90 to 100 minute story. What it's about is about shelf life and our battery life, and one can't help but, you know, immediately notice the parallels between computers and technology and our own existence, the brains of a computer, the way that we are programmed, the way that we program them, making people and things in our likeness, in our image, and in our example, and being keenly aware of our battery life. What's great about this show to me is that all the things I just said would be really depressing if we made this about a pet, a child, or some kind of servant, or old folks, right? It's a little on the nose, a little intense. This is a musical. About robots. I'm not playing a human being. I cannot and will not play certain emotions because that's just not part of the gig. That's the audience's gig, to have to experience that through us. So you've got a great score, it's funny, it's quick, it's tight, it's tidy, and those are the kinds of shows that I want to experience when being presented with these kinds of, you know, kind of lofty themes.
Oliver, who you played, is a helper bot, and I believe he's of an older generation than Helen J. Shen.
Yes, which is a little bit of art imitating life, because she is like full-blown Gen Z, and I am full-blown millennial, and our wiring is different. We relate to on a lot of levels. We both went to the University of Michigan, so there's that, you know, nice little you know, footnote to our connection. But you know, there's you know, when you get to a certain experience in your life, you can relate on a lot of things, but every now and then things pop up where you go, ah, yes, our software is a little different.
What do you need a helper bot for? I need one.
Everything, baby. We all do. We could all use a helper bot. I think, like, if we ever do have helper bots in the future, it would be, like, I would be too emotionally attached. I wouldn't be able to, like, deal with getting, like,
the new one.
Yeah, I'd be like, I'm sorry, dude.
Do you think there's any chance my two iPhones in that drawer have fallen in love?
Yes.
We'll go with that.
Sure. Next thing you know, you're gonna open that drawer, there's gonna be new little baby iPhones in there. That's how science works, right?